Hi, Sriram. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we finished at this slide where we're installing num2 words and I showed you the example. So we continue with the import. Okay. Import here, like I showed in the last session, there is a file where all Python program is written and you want to write another file or another program. Here in this case, Python programs have .py extension, item.py. I want to import this whole file. I can say import main. Okay. Typically, this whole programs is included into what's called a module. Okay. So a module contains Python variables, functions, and so on. Okay. So it's encapsulated into a module. Module will have some variables, some functions. So if you want to use those into another program, you use the import. Okay. An import could talk about that other module. Okay. Import is a standard keyword followed by the module name, or it could be the file name. Okay. So that's why I've shown a function and function here. So once you do the import, all the functions, variables of this first module will be available here. Okay, so that's the import. Here is an example. So the Python environment will already have. So I've got the Colab environment open. Let me go there for a moment. See, I just have created the topic sessions for today. Okay, so here we have a Python notebook, Colab notebook file. Okay, I saved it by that name. So here, when you are coming to this Google Colab environment, this is a code cell, right? So in this cell, already a lot of modules are available by default. Okay, so the Google Colab environment gives you several modules pre-installed. Okay, so it will have standard modules already there. Okay, so let's, when I revert back here. So when we are trying to generate a random number is a number, any number. Okay, and it's available in a module called random. Okay, so import random means you are using a module which is by name random. Okay, and what's the use of that? Once you got that module into your environment, I can use this random.random notation, which is module.function. Okay, so module.function, this is a function random inside this module. So it's got this module name dot function name notation. And how is it? This parenthesis here, the brackets here is indicating that, or it's telling that this is the function. Okay. Whenever it doesn't have this, then it's a variable of that module. Okay. So a module having the function random, we are calling. So what it does is it lets you generate a random number between 0 and 1. And here is an output 0.7. Okay, so I got this here. Let's go back here. Out here you can see, okay, it has generated a random number. So I run this cell once again. It's connecting. Okay, it generated one number, 0.33. Another time you run it, it generates another number. Likewise. So this, what you have to notice is this random, you didn't have to install random. This is because the Colab environment already has this default module, which is used for mathematical computing. So this is already installed. All you're doing is you're bringing it to this environment with this import. Okay, so I'll typically have to, if I take another file, okay, I got this notebook here. I got one notebook. So I'm going to import random. Okay, when I do that, anytime import followed by the module, it means that I'm just using into this particular cell, into this program, I am bringing that random module in, using it into this program. Okay. Uh, Typically, if it is installed, you don't have to reinstall. Okay, so that's how it works. So if I just go print random dot random, okay, and then open. You can use print. It's optional inside the Colab environment. Print is optional. So random dot random. So it's very simple to generate a random number. Import random inside Colab cell. You can directly call the module dot function. Okay, so if you run this, it's going to generate a random number. Okay, now I'll show you. Okay, so there are other functions inside this module. Okay, so we will come to that later. As you could see, if I did random, sorry, random dot, it's also showing me rand int, rand int. So rand int, and it's giving a range here. So this means this can generate a range of numbers between that. Okay. Default random will generate between 0 and 1. But if you want to generate an explicit random integer, then this is the rand int function. So don't have to remember anything. As you can see, random. The moment I put a dot here, what's popping up is all the functions inside this. Okay, so there is so many functions inside the random module. Okay, and those which you are seeing, it could without the brackets would be just even a variable. Okay, so let's pack the rand int. Can you go to Colab and open a new file? Just create a new file. Try this random int. I mean random and random. Okay. Just open a new notebook, create a new cell, and you can type in import random dot random, like that. So how I do it, I click on file, new notebook. It'll start off with a new notebook. Yeah, it will come like this. Give it some name here, and you can just say import. Like that, and give it some name and save. Okay, of course, I'm doing too many sessions. Let's go. Hira, you were able to get the random number generated
Yes.
about Jesslyn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So the next one is when I have to print the current date and time inside your program, many times you will have to record when did the program start, the start time, then it did some processing, and at the end of the last line, you'd say when the program ended. Okay, so it's often one common utility to print the current date and time. Now, here is how you do so. Import date time. This is another module like that. Okay, and then you can say date time dot now. Now, date time itself is a module. Okay, and this print is optional inside a Colab cell. Okay, so it's easy to remember. Import date time, then you go date time. Once again, you're saying dot date time. So this is a module and this is a sub module. Okay, so a module can have a sub module. Okay, and inside the sub module, you have a function called now. Okay, so when you call this date time now, okay, this brackets is here and then the print parenthesis is ending here. Then it generates an output like this, which is going to show the date time, date, and the time. Okay, you see the time. This is hours, this is minutes, this is seconds, and then this goes to milliseconds. Okay, so come back to Colab. Here is the same import date time. Let me just do it once. So it prints the current date. This is the year, month, and day, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. Obviously, this time is not showing our current time. This is because the server here, the Python compute engine, this it connected to is installed on a server. Okay. Now that server or Google Compute Engine, Python 3 Google Compute Engine is running somewhere in Middle East region. Okay. So then it is picking the time zone of that server. Okay. So that's why it's showing here. It's showing about to be 2 o'clock, right? So that's the date and time in the server. Okay. Um, so just open a new cell and say import date time and then date time now. Okay, so this is the object which is showing date time, but when you say print, it's going to print. So it's use the print to print the date time. Otherwise, it's just showing the name of the object and it's showing the time and date time. Okay. So this is another import. Okay. Are you getting the output?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sriram.
Yes.
Okay. Now you will see that import is one statement. Like, okay, there is another way of using import. Some of the programs you will see from this module import star. So what an import can take just like this import followed by the module name. Some other times you will see that from the package import everything. Okay, so when you have to import all the variables, functions, and all that, you will see from package name import specific package or star. Okay, so star refers to all the functions and variables, everything. Okay, so this is also an allowed format of import. Okay, so if I run that. Okay, so whenever you see this from module import some specific submodule, you could just say some specific submodules here. Okay, or you could even see could say like that. Okay, so you can also say you see this, I can import multiple, yeah, I can import multiple modules from this package. So this import can have specific named modules, or you could just simply say star or asterisk, right? Asterisk, a star to import all the modules. So that's also another option. Okay. Another function which you come across is here we are generating some mathematical operations. So mathematical operations, since a common constant is pi, okay, the mathematical pi. So here import math, okay, import math dot pi, okay, math dot pi is going to give you the value of pi. Okay, so I go here. See this. Import math is one module, and then say math dot pi, it's going to generate the value of pi. Okay. Now, yeah, keep trying. You also have math dot sqrt. So this is square root. Okay. So I add up here math dot square root. Let's say I want to generate square root of 256 like that. 16. Okay, square root of 256 is 16. So any of the numbers, it will generate the square. Okay, so this is a function. So it has got these brackets and you can give some number inside it. Whereas this one is a constant. Okay, or inside the other module, it is, if you keep the mouse here, it is going to tell that it is a variable. So when they created this math module, they created a variable, okay, and that variable is available now into the module which you got created. You are importing math, so that is pi as a constant, and this square root is a function. So variables and functions are wrapped inside a module. Okay, so this is here in the cell. You can notice it will only give the last value. Okay, that means I asked when I run the cell, it's only giving the last third line's value. So then if you have to print explicitly, you use the print. Okay, I want to print both. Okay, so now it's generating the output with both the values. Okay, so you use print when you have to explicitly print a value. Otherwise, inside one cell, one cell will generate only one output. Okay, right. By default, if I'm calling like that, it's going to generate, it's going to miss this second entry. Okay. Just give 16 then. So is this clear? Yes, you can try at your end. Okay. Sriram, you got your Jesslyn?
Yes.
About Sriram?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
by
let's
default, all these functions, math functions are
uh,
floating point values.
not math is a module. It is
No,
just
like the
uh,
values which we get, it's 16.0. So
uh,
do we
uh,
get do we get it as 16 or it's always in floating values?
it is showing floating. You can do a type anytime you have to get to it. You can just do a typecasting. Floating values, yes. So there you go. Okay. So default is floating values for math. Yeah.
Okay.
And specific to that particular one you're calling. Okay. So for the definition itself, if you move the mouse, you see math module. Okay. So this is you can keep the mouse there, or there is a help function. You can try help. You see this help. Uh, Whenever you have to go look at what the module is, you can run the help function. It's a built-in function. It will show, and I just zoom out a little bit. So it will show all the functions inside that particular module. Okay, so name of the module, it's a built-in module. Okay, what it does, a module provides access to mathematical functions defined in C and all the mathematical functions. Okay, with what is the return value, things like that.
Ajit sir, how do you
Okay,
get to this?
say again, please.
You get these, this
Just
one.
help is another, like print help. Okay,
Okay.
and put within brackets the name of the module.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did random. Yeah, it's telling me what's the random modules help. Yeah, there's more information about the module. Okay. So whenever you want to know greater details of what all is available inside the module, just you can type in help, within bracket, give the name of the module. Python has origins from mathematical background, so it's very much all advanced modules are inside this. Advanced functions are inside this. It's like a reference only. You don't have to remember everything. Okay. Just you can go through in greater detail when with the help. See, often when you are trying to generate some output, uh, you you want to give the performance of that program. Okay, so here is an example. The program here is simulated. Okay, so I'm simulating some run of a calculation. Okay, so you have a module called time, which allows you to create a delay. Okay, so time dot sleep. Okay, of course I import time. It's going to give you the capability of a timer. So you want to print certain delay, then you can use this time dot sleep 0.5 is 500 milliseconds, or it's just going to within this brackets. If you put 1, it's 1 second. Okay, a second has 1000 milliseconds, so 0.5 is 500 milliseconds. Okay, it can create a delay. That is one purpose of this time module, used as a timer. Okay, but here, like I mentioned before, let's say there is some calculation happening, sales commission calculation program. So your sales commission calculation program is running over, let's say, 50 sellers. Okay, and it's computing a lot of, let's say, some calculation intensive activity is happening here in a separate fragment of code. So to check the performance of that, you can use this way. Normally, here is the time before the program is running and time after the program is running. So if you just print out date time now, it will pick and present the time like that. Sorry. Yeah, it will print the time like that. And then after creating that delay, it will run line 13. It will again show what the time is. So between this first time you printed the time and this time, there is a half a second delay. Okay, or 500 milliseconds delay. Simply used to check performance, or sometimes the program which you run, which you developed and deployed, does not have enough data during development. Okay, most often during development you are working with some sample data. Okay, but when that code is going to be deployed in what you call the production environment, or when you release as a final product, the amount of data it processes could be varying. Okay, suppose you have an organization which has got a lot of sales reps in different regions, let's say roughly 50 of them, and the program is going to take longer time to calculate their commission. Okay, then in such a case, your program might run longer. So you might want to check the performance of the program to tune it. Okay, this is called tuning, optimize the program, so on. Okay, so in such cases, we can we can examine the time it took for that particular program to run to improve the performance. Okay, so this is one such line of code. Let's get to. So here is import time. Okay, import time. I also use import date time. Okay, import date time, and print the time here. I'm including a sleep time delay. Let me just run this. Okay, so what happened here is you can see I've introduced a 2-second delay. Okay, so 2:10, 27 seconds it did here, went into this time delay, and you can see after 2 seconds it printed 29 seconds. It is tracking even finer level of milliseconds. Okay, up to that many numbers, up to 1,000,000 milliseconds. Okay, it is tracking. So this is the clock in the Python server. Okay, what it is showing is the date time of the operating system only. Okay. So if you run like this, it's going to simulate. After 2 seconds, you see that after 2-second delay only it printed this, right? So that's the time delay we are introducing. But you can make it even lesser and it will just go down If you're saying 1/10, or it's going to do that many 0.2, 0.3. Okay, so you can introduce that delay to simulate a long-running program with time.sleep. Okay, so you can try this one. Recommended that help. Just call it timer. Okay. Import time, import date time. So one other point here. Yeah, just let me know when you're finished with this. I keep saving as I go. Okay. File, save, or you can just say Control S on your keyboard. File, save, or Control S on the keyboard. Jesslyn, you got the output?
Yes, sir.
Shira?
Yes.
Okay. So if you notice, you click on this table of contents, it's showing you all my markdown cells. These are markdown cells. But what I want to bring attention to is when you put a hash. Okay, so let me go here. Import is like that. And then I have generate a random number inside that. And then I have date time. And then I have pi like that. So if you double click on this, there is a single hash. Okay, a single hash to show the text at the same level as import. So all of these are at a single hash, whereas if you put two hashes, it will go to a lower subsection. Okay, and I put one more hash and I click outside. This timer is under the import. So under import, I have shown you datetime, pi, and math function and timer. Okay, so that's in a markdown cell or a text cell. Double click on it, put two hashes, and then it will go as a subtopic. Okay, is that clear?
Mine's not becoming a subtopic for some reason.
Can you share your screen? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, text cell. Here you have, yeah, that's correct. Okay, so there is one hash before the timer, correct? You put one more hash symbol. Okay, okay. Now click outside into a code cell. Click outside. Yeah, yeah. Now you see the topic became a subtopic there.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I was saying. So it's like a book. If you have to make it a subtopic, put two hash symbols.
Okay.
Okay, okay, Sriram.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Jesslyn, you got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
how did you get that import thing as a heading?
Heading.
The cell.
One hash is, I'll show you once again. Let's say something, okay, the very first topic, I start with a text cell.
So
Like
can
that.
you screen share?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Give me a moment. Yeah. So I'm at the top level. I click on this text cell. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. I start off, I click on the text cell and I put a single hash and then say import like that. So this will create at the same level. Okay. Since here, let me show you. This import is there. Let's say I'm at the cell at the timer. So at the first level, or I keep it at this level. Okay. And then create a text cell. No. Okay, let me just go to the very end. Okay. Okay. Here, I create a text cell. So this, I put a single hash. Okay, and I click outside. So that's how it creates the import. Whatever content you have in a single hash is your topic. Okay. To go to the subtopic, you have to put one more hash and click outside. So then it goes as subtopic of the previous main topic.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that's and you can do things like italicize, bold, and all that. So those things are there. So then let's come back here. So we look. Okay. Okay. You take care. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, I have
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.